Good afternoon. This is Stormcastle Jackson, and today I'd like to talk about comic handbooks. Back in the 80s, in the early 90s, Marvel and DC used to put out these handbooks. Marvel was the official handbook of the Marvel Universe, and DC was the who's who, the definitive guide to the DC Universe. And both really, this is the first Marvel handbooks. And this is what they set it all up. These, I just have a couple random assortment ones here. This is, the first series of the Marvel ones were different colored. The later ones were all they called the deluxe edition, were the white covered ones. But they would have basically Kang would be, here's a background of the name of the character, some history, aliases like Scarlet Ramatut, Scarlet Centurion, Immortus, place of birth, first appearance. You get your height and your weight, and weapons and stuff. And here we have the Kang's time ship, a deviant named Caracas from the Eternals, which you didn't see in the movies, Karma, and the DC Who's Who was a lot similar to that. In the beginning, it was much more abbreviated. We start with Abel, full name unknown. This would be before Sandman, where he shows up in Sandman. And basically, has a small history, powers and weapons. And both sets of all these lists of characters. What was so interesting, what was so cool about them is when these first came out. This is a March 85 cover date. March 85 cover date. I was reading more Marvel comics. And that's the DC comics. And this gave me a look into characters that I had no idea about. That, were interested, like Abnazar, Wrath, and Gast. They were Felix Faust and everything, Abracadabra, Adam Strange, Airwave. What really did get me to collecting DC was the Crisis. So having this book gave me these characters who I were just seeing pictures of, and gave me a better idea of who some of these people were. And these were really fun. I said Marvel did theirs all the way up. They did 12 books of all the living characters, and they did 13 and 14, which were the dead. And then book 15 was the handbook of like weapons and stuff. So you can, write up Captain America's shield. And after a few years, Crisis happened. I got a few of the DC ones here with the Batman. The DC one was huge. There was what's this, number 9? I think in the end there was like 20 something in the DC one. They did have 30 years of publishing more on. And Marvel eventually did one for Transformers, and G.I. Joe, and I believe DC did one for the Legion of Superheroes. And then Marvel did the deluxe edition. And after they did the deluxe edition, there were, of course, updates. Vision had a new costume. We've got Venom, U.S. Agent, more of these other, characters who had changed over the course of making it. And DC had their updates, too. They did an update in 87, 88. They were like 4 issues each. This one has the Justice League International building. We have Ice Maiden, who, fun fact, is Ice Maiden from the Global Guardians is not Ice from Justice League. Because in Ice Maiden, because for the Global Guardians, she has a different name. And Keith Giffen and J.M. DeMatteis, when they made her for Justice League International, they put in there, they didn't give her a different name and get some different backstory. Fun fact is, J.M. DeMatteis was talking about Keith giving characters, and he was surprised to find out that they were co-creators. I'll do a bigger story about that later. But anyways, it was Justice League International Embassy, the League of Justice, the Justice League International. And these were really fun. They came out monthly. I got some deluxe ones. I got picked an assortment up for from '89. Mr. Sinister. We got a Harry Osborn and Aunt May in there. Speedball, but Sim. But what was really fun about these, especially when I was a newer comic fan, is I got to read about characters I didn't know anything about. I didn't know anything about Arion or Animal Man. I did read Batman because there was, at my school library, there was a book that had all these Batman stories and stuff, but, like Geoforce and Goldface and, all these characters who I got to experience and learn. So the 87 updates, which has Dynamite, Chip, I can't remember. I think that's Booster Gold's sister. It's been such a long time. These were fun, and honestly, as a brand new fan, they were really enjoyable to hear about characters I'd never heard about. Anthro, Amazing Man, Amethyst, Princess of Gemworld. I had great fond memories of just going through all these books. Marshmander, my favorite DC hero right there. Fun fact is my favorite DC hero is the Martian Manager. Or Mark McCollum. There he is, John Jones. Oh, and that's from the mini. And Vision's my favorite Marvel character. But it was nice that these books came out. And they had updated them. Eventually in the 90s, they went to this binder format. The DC ones are oversized, magazine sized. And they put these two binders out. And technically speaking, and they didn't all come alphabetically. They came with different characters. So you could put them however you want together. And then Marvel did a same kind of thing with an O-ring in it. But they kept them this sized with binders. And honestly, the DC's oversized ones, which I wish I had to show you, were actually so much better looking than the Marvel ones. The Marvel ones look like a joke. Marvel did something like this for their role-playing game. Actually, TSR did something like this for the Marvel Super Heroes role-playing game that they had rights for, which was really kind of fun. I know Marvel has done some more of these in the 2000s, which I don't have any copies of to show you, which I wish I did. But honestly, as a fan, these are something I wish they would bring back, because, little updates about, things that happen to characters over the course of the year would be interesting. But also for, new fans, they would give a chance of finding out about new characters, something they've never heard of before. I'm trying to remember who that is up in the corner. God, there's Condor Man. I used to know all these characters by heart. It's after 40 years of collecting, you forget characters. But it was such a fun thing that, showed up monthly. I know that there are hardcover DC and Marvel books that they put out. They're like $40-$50. You can buy at the bookstore, or get them on Amazon if you want. Target has them. I think Walmart has them. And they have, there's a little Boy Blue and the Blue Boys, something really weird from Flash number 12. But it's just, these were fun, and coming out monthly was a great way of putting the characters out in front of other people's eyes. I would love it if they would go back and bring these things back. Of course, I like the way the DC Who's Who was up because because it had the name of all the characters in the front, and you can see it from there. Marvel had this nice wraparound cover. DC has a wraparound cover too. But I wasn't so much a fan of the colored ones for the first wave of Marvel because they really had a weird color scheming things. The white ones were nicer, but so much easier. So Zenmu, if you got a little bit of dirt on them, they would be, they'd be all over the. These are really easy to see dirt, but they were good. They were fun, and honestly, this is the kind of thing that would be nice for them to bring back, especially with the convoluted histories of everything going on. They could do an Ultimate Universe version for Marvel. These books came out in the 80s, so a lot has gone on, especially with the fall of the X, and DC's has done. They've done the Final Crisis. They did the Flashpoint, the New 52, the whatever it's called after when they went back to the kind of straight continuity. DC really could benefit from these each monthly because they could put the characters out. Again, for casual fans, even for hardcore fans, knowing what is considered in canon, what is out of canon, could be useful for both companies. A long time has gone since these books came out, and there have been a lot of changes, and it would be nice to see new versions of these. That's just my thought. I went and got all these because, I started reading through them again because they bring back memories of things from 40 years ago or 35 years ago that were really enjoyable. But this is something that was fun. And monthly, these are $1 and eventually $1.50, $1 and $1.25. Diehards will pick up the entire thing. I said maybe new fans will find it, and you get that new kid at the comic store, young boy, young lady, whoever, and they see it and they're like, oh, let me see about this particular character here who I've never heard about. Who is this person? They catch the eye and they want to know more. Mr. Miracle, and Big Berta. Maybe they'll say like the KGBs too. Actually, that was a good storyline. But anyways, that's my thought. These were great, and I would love to see them make a comeback. They were fun, and honestly, I think given a shot, I think they would sell well again. Plus, you could get some. Marvel reused their art, but so did DC. But honestly, these days they could always get brand new art for each character, get a definitive look. Anyways, if you have any fond memories, let me know in the comments. Share, maybe make awareness. Maybe you have a friend out there who'd be interested in these. And honestly, they're not at all that really expensive. Well, these are not all that expensive. I would like to find the one with the binders ones, but the ones with that could fit in the binders and get the binders themselves. Those were kind of nice. Fond memories of those. But I just want to share. I hope you enjoy. Hope this inspires you. Maybe next time you are out, you decide to get one. I've actually picked a couple of these up from Ollie's packs. So a couple of these I got out of Ollie's, and which was nice. Those random grab bags. So, anyways, I've been rambling for a bit. I hope you enjoy, and it inspires you to maybe go out and get the books, or look for characters you've never even heard of, or that you just see a picture of and you'd like to know more about. Because honestly, when fans collect and buy more comics and things, we all win. Anyways, y'all have a good day. Bye.